Hello, hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these wonderful people and I are here this evening to play some Dungeons and Dragons. But first, we have to talk about the things and people that made that possible. The character figures that you see in this game were done using Hero Forge. The background art is from the module Storm King's Thunder, which I have done terrible things to, and I'm not done yet, and I'm not sorry. But the art is from that module. The holes have been cut in the appropriate places and designed as such by Thunderscape 7, who also did our logo down in the bottom corner of the screen. I think that's it. Yeah. So
Virtual tabletop
is Roll20. Thank you. I knew there was something else. Thank you very much. Roll20 is the virtual tabletop we're using this evening.
And we stream this on Twitch.
We do, but they know that because they're already here.
This is for those people who watch on YouTube later on.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so I'll let them edit out my stupidity later. Never mind.
No, you keep it in.
And now the people. I always do. I'm too lazy to edit. But now the people. To make sure I never forget them again, I'm going to do them first. Sarah brings us the wonderful, most marvelous, most innocent creature in the whole world in the middle of a civil war of giants. Thank you for bringing us Idicus, and I know you got stuff on your channel, so what's up there?
Over on Tangor Productions On Location, we just posted a new video about our time up in West Virginia. Just a lot of pretty drone shots, honestly. I also have Tangor Productions as my other channel. I'm a writer at the Scarred Adventures blog, and I'm into offline games.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you. Next, from the other end of the continent almost, from so far north, he's almost in the tundra, as we discussed the other day, jokingly. The Scarred Adventurer. How goeth the website?
The website goeth actually quite well now. Unfortunately it was down for a few days to a week, possibly. I'm not sure how long it was down. I had to wait for a thing to go through so I could actually pay for it.
It happens.
But everything's up and running now, and it's going well. I believe the last thing that we put up was the last thing that was put up, unless I am terribly mistaken, and I'm checking now, so I'm just vamping a little bit.
Avoid publicly shaming yourself.
Yeah. Yes. The most recent post is the What is a Hero, the poem that if you were here during Friday's stream, and I really hope you were, and I really hope that you saw the wonderful show that was on Friday. And if you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure it's still in the VTT. Yep. And it will be up on other places depending on when you watch this, whenever you watch this. But it was a poem about what makes a hero, and during a talk about the importance of real heroes versus fictional heroes and stuff like that. So yeah, no, please be sure to check it out. Give Kevin lots of love wherever I need to point.
I don't even know. But make sure you put the link to your site there in the chat, please.
Yes, I will do that if I.
Next.
Nope, that is a different thing entirely.
Yeah, don't put your porn links in there. I don't want to see that in there.
No, that was part of that was an entire paragraph of a book I'm writing. That I'm not.
No, don't put that in there either.
That's worse.
That's honestly, spoilers. Yes, unedited.
It's not
book.
Spoilers for me. It's just look at this raw piece of thing.
Yes, unedited.
It doesn't look very good.
It's got raw all over it.
Right now
speaking of raw meat,
but it's not cooked.
Yeah, speaking of raw meat, that's a big stretch, but why not? Let's go to the lycanthrope playing Beowulf Blackmane, Solar Dasher, and a dog that behaves on stream. I finally figured out why I like this. It is a dog that absolutely behaves on stream and only steals the scene a little bit. But it also, yes, explain that, please, and then tell us what you're doing when you're not here.
Okay, well, this is Beowulf when he's supposed to be in his wolf form, but also kind of signifies him in general when I play.
Yeah.
The collar he got last session from Creature, if I recall.
Yeah.
And this here, which I need to find a better way to keep it on, is the Moonstone, which we're going to call the Wolfstone now, I guess.
Sure.
That he got from, I can't remember his name. Harshnag, yeah. There we go. That's how it's supposed to be on there.
There we go.
But otherwise, when I'm not here, I am working my tail feathers off. I am soon to hopefully get back into streaming, which I just threw my Twitch channel up there.
Thank you.
I started playing Fallout New Vegas, and maybe I'll stream that for a little bit. I've got a couple of other games that I just downloaded, and maybe I'll stream those. But I'm still greatly into Fortnite if anybody's interested. Otherwise, I got my own RPG, which is kind of going down the toilet, but that's okay.
You know, I've got like 24 that I built over the years, rule sets that never got played, or got played once and never got played again. Oh well, it's fun. I know I told you I was going to let you go last so you could finish up your character, but I realize I have to let somebody else go last because there's a thing. So, Wolfsbane, thank you. First of all, welcome back. Glad to have you back. Very, very glad. And have you had a chance to do anything sort of social media-y recently?
I have not streamed since I've been gone. COVID kind of kicked my ass.
Yeah.
But we're good now, and I'll be getting back into it here shortly. I've reopened my commissions so that I can get back into that as well. And I will give.
Please put that link in there. Yes, please.
Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, I've just been trying to heal up, and we're getting back at it. So I'm excited to be back.
So good to have you back. And now, I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it. Nobody's seen it. But the Okay, now you need to talk for a while. Bison, what are you doing while I catch my breath?
Well, normally, I am streaming usually with you guys as Sarah loses it. You can find me Saturdays. I play one ball on our game Cathedral Deep here on Dirty 20 Gaming. On Monday nights, I am on my own Twitch channel, Bison_Stonefist. I'll throw that in there in just a sec. And on that, I play Control, which is a great game. If you haven't seen it, check out my VODs. I think there's at least 1 or 2 that are still up. And I play that on Monday nights, 7 p.m. on Pacific. And if not, I think I might actually start getting into Void Bastards because A, it's a great title, B, it's a great game. And I might be alternating the two.
Very cool. Make sure you put that link in there so they know where to go. And all of you, when you do stream,
anything would you say seriously?
It's really difficult, but yeah, I'm just looking away. I'm just watching other people. You can find all of these people over at the Discord. If you missed any of these links here, please do go and support them. They're wonderful. I mean, look, yeah, they're amazing. Anyway, with that, let's get back into the world at large. Harshnag has given you gifts. We'll get to Corfell in just a minute. And has asked you to accompany him to the Eye of the All-Father, an oracle of a god who should know something at least about why the ordning is broken, and what, if anything, they want you to do about it. Luckily, Harshnag has a flying castle, which I stole from a different giant in this game. In the original one, he doesn't. You guys would have had to walk there. I mean, that's annoying.
He's got the time.
But It was at that moment, I believe, that we stopped off, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
And so Harshnag nods as you accept and says, well, come with me then, let's go. And he turns around and starts to walk back to the floating castle, which is now grounded, but it's still, like, it's got that earthen root, and it's that's touching the ground, and then sort of 100 feet above you is where the actual ground surface is. And then on top of that is a giant scale castle. So it's massive. As he gets closer, he starts to vocalize. It's really deep and resonant, like only a giant can. And those of you that speak giant hear it. He is speaking giant, but it would be like us hearing someone speaking fluent Shakespearean English. It's hyper formal, it's archaic, it's almost at the point where giants were still communicating with runes rather than with sounds. And as he starts to speak, he simply lifts up off the ground and starts to float up in the air as he continues to walk like he's on stairs.
That's a neat trick.
And as saying, this creature is just covered in blood on his face, and he's just grabbing a cloth, wiping it off, and just squeezing it.
Yeah. Finishing up the snacks, yes.
Yeah. And also just kind of going, are we supposed to... Are we supposed to follow? Because I don't think we can walk up those same stairs the same way. You know, I imagine like it gets up to about here, and then you just have to climb up. And, that's just a very...
Pickford is way too drunk at this point to be able to do any of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's just kind of like, he's standing there. The keg that Harshnag gave him is mostly empty, and he's swaying in a breeze.
Yeah. Yeah. He's on a boat only he can feel. So, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And creature having drank that much blood, and clean blood, is kind of frenzied.
Oh yeah.
So he's got kind of little, like, even out of the corners of the kind of gaping hole space in his mouth, just like little bits of tendrils are shooting out.
Yep. Little Cthulhu action going on with the tongue. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we can do it, but I for a lot of you, it'll be fairly undignified.
Idicus, you got a box full of goblin parts from this guy. And he's walking up into space. And the others are like, I don't think we're going to be able to climb those stairs. What is Idicus's thought process at this point?
Follow.
I love asking this question.
He's gonna kind of walk over to where he walked up the invisible steps, look at it, and just like try.
Yeah. You reach out and there's nothing there. About halfway up, Harshnag stops and continues to speak in this giant language and turns and looks. Gives you that, finishes, and gets all the way up onto the thing itself and says, I'm afraid that only works for giants. There isn't really a second way in. Wait, I've got a rope. And he disappears into the castle.
I was literally just about to suggest a rope. He might be psychic.
And before you said that, I was actually going to have to try to do that to get up there too.
You can try and climb. Anybody can try and climb. It's 100 feet up an overhanging arch. How difficult could it be?
I should really put a leash on these children.
You've got one on one of them.
But
that's not one of the children. But and with that, just near you, earth moves as this coil of rope that's 9 feet across hits the ground. The rope itself is this big that you could hardly get your arms around it. And you look up 100 feet up, and Harshnag standing there with it in one hand, Climb up.
Okay, everyone group up.
Is it big enough that Iticus could just like walk up it, like a
That's what I
spiral
was thinking
staircase?
too.
It's
Walk up the grade.
Iticus
like a spiral
maybe
staircase.
because you're really small. At the very least, if you kind of put one hand in and just walked up it like a spiral staircase, kind of
Yeah.
around and around. Yeah, absolutely, you can go.
That's
Thank
what
you
Iticus
very
is gonna
much.
go do.
Thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate it. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you, thank
hello,
you.
hello. Okay, so
Uh,
yeah, you start to walk up. So you give me an acrobatics. Let's find out what everybody's gonna do, and then we'll do them all at once to see how this goes. Creature.
Creature is going to grab, literally just going to
Just
grab Bigford, who's too drunk
Yeah,
to do anything at the moment, kind of by the scruff of the neck,
yeah.
and grab Wolfsbane kind of by the same way, and just start walking upwards perfectly horizontally.
Yep.
And if he
Okay.
passes Iticus on the way, he'll go like, you can sit on my chest as we go up. It's just
Okay, I'm gonna need a strength check from you.
yeah, I'm not surprised about that.
Beowulf, what is your plan?
Well, Beowulf is going to look at the rope,
Yeah,
realize he's probably a little too big to climb up it like he sees Iticus,
yeah,
but he realizes that he probably could just climb up it,
you certainly
using
could. Yeah.
hopefully his body strength.
Okay, so you're just gonna
He's
strength
going to
your
try
way
and
up.
just
You
go
bet.
straight up, but
Yeah.
yeah, use his hand, feet for steady, and then hand up, down, up.
Okay, so
Kinda
we'll
like-
give you, and just to be clear, creature, you were going to be helping as well, right? Was that
Yeah,
how that would work? So you'll get
pretty
advantage
much.
on,
I'm-
yeah.
I'm-
You assist. Beowulf
I'm
helps
assisting
you,
everyone as
and the
much as
two of you
possible.
start to climb. So
I'm
yeah.
just imagining Bigford is too drunk to really even think about
That's
holding on
that's
to
why I
anything.
kind of saved him for last. Bigford, how was the like? It's like oh, somebody's taking. It's like being thrown out of yet another bar. You know.
Well, the thing is Bickford has claws.
Yep. Oh
They're
yeah.
bare paws.
Yeah. Yeah.
He could conceivably climb up without too much of an issue. However, he's hammered.
Yes.
Uh,
So here's the question: are you going to try and help? I know what I'm going to do mechanically if you say yes or no, but are you going to try and help as creature carries you up, or are you just going to go dead weight?
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on.
Okay, this is just
yeah.
I'm gonna have to grabbing you by the scruff of the neck, kind of the way a cat would be grabbed by its mum, exactly like that.
Yeah.
It just disables the cat. It like turns the cat
Yes.
off to
So
factory
is
reset.
are bugbears built like cats? That's the question for Bigford.
No, it's more like
Is
pulling
it-
on the back of a dude's jersey.
Yeah.
He's- There's enough hair that, by the time he's grabbed what he thinks is the nape,
Yeah.
there's still an extra like 2 inches of hair.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're just kind of dragging him along, but it's kind of like if Babushka grabbed someone by their ear.
Yes. Okay.
It has the humiliating effect, but not the disabling.
Right. So you start to haul. Bigford goes willingly. So, yes, I need from creature strength with advantage for the assistance, and Iticus, I need a acrobatics, please.
14. And that's a natural roll because I have no benefits.
No
bonus.
benefits to that as well. Okay. Um.
Assuming I don't make it.
Oh no, it's there's a series of things happen here. You grab Bigford and you're helping Beowulf. And you and Beowulf are you're doing all right. Bigford's hanging from one arm and then he slips. And you've got this decision to make. Do you drop Bigford or do you let go? And both fall. Small dog in the basement
Those are coming.
threatens to bite the first person that lands, doing 1d4 fourth wall damage.
Okay, it looks like it's being dealt with.
Yep. Drop or
So-
let go. Drop Bigford.
What
or
I'm
you
going
let
to
go.
do,
Yeah.
I want to do is an acrobatics thing,
Yeah.
kind of,
Okay.
where because the bottoms of creatures' feet clearly can cling to things.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Without
You're
any
not-
issue.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
So,
So,
with a
pardon me.
quick-
In that
with a
case,
quick kind of
which one of
pirouette.
them are you going to drop instead of? Yeah, so you did just to allow you to use your ability. Which one of them, instead of it's you or Bigford, it's Beowulf or Bigford, because you can't
Oh, it's
fall.
Beowulf or
Yeah.
Bigford.
I had to
Okay,
redo that. So
I'm gonna have to grab. I'm gonna try to grab Beowulf by the neck, but with a pirouette, try to just tap, like get the bottom of my foot
yeah,
on like the back of Bigford's head,
which is bald.
which is bald.
Because it gets you.
give me acrobatics at disadvantage.
Totally reasonable. Acrobatics.
Yep.
11.
11, yeah. You spin and kick Bickford slightly behind the left ear. It has no physical effect on him because he's drunk and he just kind of goes. And then you drop them both. Meanwhile, Idicus, you're getting dizzy. It's fun.
I'm
Yeah.
going to run down as quickly as I can.
Okay,
to-
yeah, the two of them are, and you're standing there like, oh. But Idicus, you're just like, wee, and just getting dizzy, and it's like, oh, so you speed up, right? Like, it's just, you realize you have that moment where you're going so fast, you're not sure you can stop. But also, you're so dizzy, you're not sure which direction stop is. And you realize that every second you're getting higher and higher and higher up this rope.
It's gym class all over again.
What you are about to tell me is going to fail. But
Yeah.
what at that moment is Idicus's, like, as the fingers start to slip,
It's just grab.
and just- and you come off and fall. Still so dizzy. Oh, that would be horrible. Falling dizzy. Oh, that would be bad. Oh. So, everybody that fell, which is 3 of you, take 3d6 damage. Let me roll that for you.
Can I try and save myself?
You can. How so?
I have
Actually,
rope.
everybody get a dex save as you land. That makes sense.
I have a rope
Yeah.
and a longbow.
Okay.
Can I shoot? Can I attach the rope
That shit.
to the arrow, shoot
Uh-huh.
it up towards the top,
Okay.
and then kind of just wrap it around me or get a good grip on the rope itself to get me to stop falling, and then
Wow.
climb up said rope?
Holy cow. Yes, but that's going to be a lot of rolls. First, I need a dexterity roll to get get everything threaded up and ready to go.
Just a regular roll?
Just a dexterity roll, yeah, not a save.
Okay.
16. You just barely get the arrow on the rope and through the corner of the thing and draw it back. Give me an attack roll with disadvantage because you're falling and trying to draw a bow.
Okay. Disadvantage.
Oh,
Youches.
yeah. You fire, the arrow just kind of lightly comes off, and you see the rope just sort of tangle around the big giant's rope as you're falling backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And it tears the bow out of your hand. Now I need... No, we had the dexterity saves. Who's done them? Bickford 9. That is insufficient to the task. Idicus 20. That's good. So you take half damage. So Bickford takes 14. Idicus takes 7. Beowulf, you take for the full 14 because you tried to save yourself and didn't work, so you don't really get a dex save to save yourself from hitting the ground. Yeah.
Can I try one thing that will damage them, but will
What's the
possibly
plan?
damage them? I'm literally going to, like, chest will open up.
Yeah.
It's in a frenzy mode at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to shoot 3 separate tentacles out, essentially, and pierce them to the rope, which will only do about 1d4 damage. Wait, let me double check that. Because if I'm wrong, then... Yeah, no, 1d4 damage. And plus dexterity. So 7 damage at most, compared to the 14 damage they will be taking.
Okay. Give me 3 attacks at disadvantage and tell me who they're for, one at a time. And then if anybody gets hit, I'm going to ask them if they try and get the hell out of the way, because it appears creature is trying to feed on them.
Yeah, I'm going to use flurry of blows to make this work.
Yep. So it'll cost you a key point. Absolutely.
Yep. And then I need to roll.
So let's do it.
3
Who's
venture
first?
bites. Okay, so I got 15, 18, 16, and 20. And they deal damage of 6, 4, 7, and 6.
There was only 3 needed. But
Oh, right.
so is anybody's
right.
AC below 15?
14.
16.
15.
Okay, they all would have.
This works.
So yeah. Okay. So you take. Still not sure how this prevents them from slamming into the. Okay.
Oh no,
against the rope. Okay.
it pushes them against the rope, kind of, because I'm piercing through them into the rope.
Okay.
Because it's piercing damage, so it's
Okay. So
it's
you're
going
kind
to
of
hurt.
pinning them to the rope. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
instead
because
of
it's the chest, creature is going to very quickly try to yell out, "Don't move away."
Okay. So all 3 of you see one of creature's feeding tubes coming at you out of the sky. You know if you hit the ground, it's going to hurt. You know if that thing hits you, it's going to hurt. Here's a question or a thing you don't hear in D&D every day. Pick which damage you'd like to take and explain how that works. I love this game.
I'm trying to determine my
And we
own.
will get to you,
whether or
Wolfsbane. I
not-
promise. As soon as these idiots get up on the castle, we got you covered.
Yes, I am also very sorry about this.
Oh,
So, Idicus, what is your choice?
The ground.
The ground? Okay, so the right at you, and you just go. No!
It's this.
Oh no! Actually, you're so dizzy. Yeah, is it even a conscious choice? You just kind of spin out of the way.
Yeah, it's just this. He doesn't know where ground is.
Sure. Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So you take the ground. Bam. So the damage that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Beowulf. Spike or ground?
I'm gonna take spike
Okay. Kind of.
because yeah.
Yeah.
And then the first one that would hit me would be the 18. If
Yep.
we're gonna do it that way, I get the 4 piercing.
Yep. Absolutely. You take 4 piercing damage, and as it goes through you, it swishes in and grabs onto the rope, and thunk, and you slide down it like a prize on a fishing hook.
He's just gonna go, oh god.
Bickford.
It's going right through a shoulder.
Yeah.
I kind of figured that much. He's just gonna kind of silently curse in the few languages he does know, and
Yeah.
just let creature do what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Bickford, you are
Bickford. It's pinned to the rope and
okay.
almost reaches up and grabs creature and throws him to the ground because he's drunk and he just got hurt. But then he
All right.
realizes what it was.
Yeah.
Black tentacle, he understands that.
Yeah.
And that's why creature is
Slides back to the,
3d6.
against the post. Okay.
I think it would just the tentacle would pull out more.
I
try to
can
pull
drop
out,
you if you
like-
want. Yeah.
Like it's one of those like like pulling out magician scarves.
Yeah.
yeah.
And as that all comes to a boom, 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 stop. Who's on the? Idicus is the only one on the ground, right?
Yep.
Idicus, you look up above you, and about 30 feet up, there's all your friends stuck to the rope. And 70 feet above that, there's a giant holding that rope in one hand, and he goes, and he starts reeling them in, just hand over hand. And you guys are all on the rope going, hink, 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 hink. I would say creature be able to continue walking, except your fangs are all stuck in the thing, so you're not really moving anywhere without stretching nose out.
Yeah. I rolled a fourth one by accident. Can that just be my like a reaching out a
Anchor.
hand to Idicus?
No, I have a plan
because I
for
can just
Idicus. Yeah.
feet I can do anchor for feet. I can
Yeah.
reach out a terrifying, shadowy tendril to
You're
Iticus.
30 feet up, so I don't think you've got that kind of range.
Yeah,
would
no, I can
argue,
move 45 feet, and I can move 45 feet a turn, but no.
But you're up there holding these guys. If you go below them, they'll slide. So
Oh, I know.
yeah. So Iticus, I said there was a big coil of rope on the ground. Like it's 9 feet across, and it's just very slowly going up. You watch the giant reeling it in and kind of running it over his shoulder. The pile on the ground is just getting smaller and smaller. You stand up, do that thing where you try and walk this way and go bump and fall over. But the falling over always fixes that. So when you stand back up, you're only slightly dizzy.
This time, Iticus is just gonna like go and hold onto the rope.
Yep.
And just like not gonna fall.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, you grab onto the rope and just, and all of you are pulled up and up and up. And eventually, as you get to the top, creature, he kind of stops and just kind of nods with his head, like, get off and wait here.
Yeah,
and then you
like he just kind of hops onto his shoulder.
Yep.
Just so that once they get there,
as they come up, yep. And
Yeah.
you can unplug as they arrive. Absolutely. So thunk 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 as you
yeah, and then
get to the
creature
top.
will immediately go, "Very sorry. You taste delicious. We're going to move past that. I'm very sorry."
And Iticus, a couple minutes later, whoop, 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 a fun ride on a rope. It got kind of windy at the top, but you get lifted up, and at the end of it, he just lifts it up, and you're like hanging here in front of his face, with the big white dragon skull as his hat. So you're just like the teeth of the white dragon skull are here on you, and he just puts you down. So, welcome to my not so humble abode. And he does this. Now that you're standing at that level, it's dragon scale. The doors are 40 feet tall and 20 feet wide. There's 2 of them. The handles are 20 feet, 15 feet up in the air, and he reaches out and grabs them and starts to pull slowly. You are almost sucked in by the air. Each one of those doors is 800 square feet. I did this math earlier today. If you did that quickly, you would create a vortex that you guys would not survive. But just
Bigfoot stumbles forward and just.
yeah.
But he's still watching.
Onto a marble floor where the individual tiles are 8 feet across. A giant checkerboard pattern. Harshnag says, "It's not really to my taste, but the person I stole it from was a little flashier than me." So, oh, I almost forgot. I think this is yours. And he walks over to a chest in the corner. It's about, at first you mistake it for a human-sized bed, but it's actually a small, like a jewelry chest sort of a thing. It's quite ornate on the outside. There's lots of orange and yellow cut stone. And he kind of clicks these 2 little buttons and opens it up. And Corfell steps out.
I was kind of hoping you would still be asleep just for one moment of doctor, and I'd walk over and then just a few slaps. Wake up!
No, he's awake when you get there. Corfell, you got all the way back to Cathedral Deep because you finally this was the gag we did last time out. You finally understood that he meant that the place was a cathedral in a mystical sense, not in a physical sense. So you went back to talk to him, and he went, of course, and sent you to Harshnag.
Okay.
So that way it's real short and easy to remember. So yes. Anyway, you step out of here. Harshnag has not explained anything to you, so you don't know anything about it. You don't even know you're in a flying castle. You're just in a giant scale castle. You just found out you've been kept in a jewelry box.
Hey guys.
From the floor, Bickford waves.
The creature
Elf is still kind of grumbling.
creature is waving hello while wiping blood off of his tendrils.
Yes, your blood, to be specific.
Not my blood, other people's blood.
Other people's. I meant them. Yes, yeah. So, With that, the process begins. The castle lifts. I'd prefer it if you stayed down here on the main floor. I got some weird experiments and stuff going on upstairs, so please just don't. They're not dangerous to me, but you're little. So I can't guarantee they're safe for you. Other than that, we're headed north. Any of you got a problem with the cold?
I mean, I was buried like 10 feet underground, but it gets pretty cold already. I'm fine.
Everything
Sorry,
I'm wearing, I'll be fine.
Yes, Beowulf, you're wrapped in furs. You will be all but immune, yes. And with that, the castle lifts up off the ground and starts to fly.
I have a toque. I'll be good.
Yes. None of you have. No, that is a bugbear. All of a sudden, that is a bugbear.
He just needs to paint his nose a little bit. Just this bit. Give him a nice snoot.
That you can
Lord.
And you start to head north. Now, here's the thing. This is not a world of aircraft or space flight or the internet full of pictures of the place of the ground from high places. Even some of you who may have seen a fly spell from time to time, they don't go this high. They don't go as high as this thing was when it was on the ground. They don't go 100 feet up most of the time. But this thing starts to lift. I mean, it's not aircraft. It's not airliner high. It's more like small airplane altitudes. So as you're flying above the grasslands, you can see individual fields. The people look tiny. You can't tell if they're male, female, human, elf, dwarf, whatever it is. But you've got this great view of this huge crystal window as you go along. And just to get them into the game, Corfell, you sort of step up to that window first after these guys explain to you what has happened, just to make that quick and easy, because then it's done. You are the first one to step up to this window, and you look down onto this landscape. You are currently heading past a small series of hills on the left-hand side and out over the Evermoors, which is a swamp. You can see for miles and miles and miles this swamp spread out below you. And beyond that, even way out in the distance, you can see the other side of the swamp. It would be a full day's travel away, and you can already see it. What is that? Yeah, what does that trigger?
So I'm like baffled mostly for the.
Oh yeah.
This is traveling in a whole different way,
Yep.
and so I'm just kind of like I'm baffled. Like I'm
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah. Yeah.
words do not describe.
Yeah, especially that makes sense, especially as a sorcerer, because you magically, I would assume you're also baffled. This castle doesn't make any sense. How is it flying?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not,
basically.
doesn't appear
He's
to be
just like-
doing it, but he's in control of it. It's weird. Everything is very weird. Beowulf. You can see that window over there. First question, I guess, is do you go over and look out? I should have asked that first.
Right now, no. He's still kind of fuming over what Preacher did, but it's more that it's more of a pride thing than anything. He's just
Sure.
like
Yeah.
upset. He forgave Preacher for it because his life was saved.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
that's the way he's gonna see it because of it.
Yep.
So he's just gonna basically be walking around in circles, babbling in let's see here. In Infernal, because I don't think
Oh.
anybody knows that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So he's gonna be walking around in circles, babbling in Infernal about everything that has been happening, just basically letting off steam and
Just have an
obviously
event.
there's like
Yeah.
there's basically a slew of curse words in there, but nobody
Yep.
knows because nobody speaks Infernal. So I
Perfect.
mean he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
going to town.
I absolutely know what you mean. It's that moment when if you had a room to go in and lock the door, you'd go in there and do it, but you don't. So it's just it's punch in the air and yelling at things that aren't there and just being angry. I absolutely get it.
If
And
Iticus starts repeating any of these words, you will be very disappointed.
Yeah, you can't understand it, but you can understand that they are angry.
It's infernal. He could be reading off his grocery list,
And it sounds like he's angry. Yeah.
Pretty
Bigford,
much.
you at some point during this probably had at least one of those adrenaline moments that kind of sobers you up, at least
the
temporarily.
stab in the shoulder did it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you are now standing in a giant's front hall. There's a huge window over there that you can see. You know, if you get closer, it's going to be
How'd you get
an unbelievable experience. What do you do?
He's actually going to
And
make.
yes,
his way-
you've still got your cake. The rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, what's left?
Yeah.
He's going to make his way over to it, and slowly, once he
Yeah.
realizes how high up
Yes.
it is,
Yeah.
the more he realizes he is, the slower he takes to get
Yep.
to the
Yep.
edge.
Yep. Like walking into thickening custard. Yep.
Holy shit!
Yes.
And yeah, and he's muttering to himself in Goblin, mostly, "Holy fuck, that's so high."
Yeah.
I think I rated that place once.
And as you're looking around, you see like a wagon train. You know, there's 5 or 6 wagons with oxen on a road down below you, and really, you realize that if you held your arm out at arm's length, you could cover that with your thumb. You're that far up. I'm crushing your head. I'm crushing
He's
your
teaching you
Yeah.
what a dragon feels like.
I want to save creature for last. Iticus.
Iticus is going to like get really close to the edge.
Yep.
He's just curious.
Yes.
And everything is so small, and the minute he starts hearing gobble,
Yep.
he's going to repeat what he heard Bigford said
Yep.
because he thinks that's the right thing to do.
Right. That's what you do when you're this far up and you're scared. Good that you had somebody with you that knew. I love it. So yeah, Bigford steps up and starts. And then Iticus steps up and it's exactly the same thing, but on 1/3 this height. Yeah. Iticus, you look down, and your toes are like right up against the glass, right? Your feet are right up against the glass. And for just a second, there's kind of it's like you got something in your eye, because for 1 second, one of your feet looked like a real goblin foot, and then you blinked and it was gone.
He's going to step back, relook, see that they're his feet now.
Yep.
And
They're
then step back
to-
up and test it.
Yeah. Oh, to see if the window's causing it. Yeah. You
Yeah.
step up again and stare all of a sudden, very seriously at your feet. And you do it a couple times and nope, you can't get it to happen again. Maybe it never happened.
He'll probably touch his head and just, okay.
I got a dent. I'm all right. Yeah.
Pointing
Creature.
places.
Staring at your own feet. What are those? Sorry. It was in my brain. I had to say it. No one else seemed to be thinking it.
Creature, you see these various people doing various things around the room.
Creature-
Harshnag has temporarily left the room.
Creature is also looking kind of out the crystal window.
Yeah.
And he's just he's at the same time kind of in the same awe that Corfell is in, but in a different sort of way at the same time. It's kind of but his reaction is more, so this is how people of the present travel every day.
He doesn't understand that this is particularly special. Okay.
Yeah, no, like at the same,
Yeah.
he doesn't understand it's particularly special. It's very new to him because
Yes.
when he was alive, a horse-drawn, like covered carriages were just becoming a thing.
Yep.
Before it was just two pieces of wood that you strapped to a horse and it dragged behind them.
Absolutely. It's amazing what technology gets up to. I love it. So
Yeah.
you're kind of looking out over this and all processing in your various ways.
Having an old man moment. Back in my day,
Yeah. Yep.
we had covers on our wagons, and it was snowing 13 months of the year.
We didn't invent the wheel till I was 12.
Now, back in my day, we didn't have medicine. We had amputations.
So with that, you guys start to move north. Beowulf, you have a good rant. How long does it take a very fit, lycanthropic person to get all that just rage out?
Oh, let's say about an hour or so. I mean, he's just totally
Yep.
flipped his lid pretty much.
Trying to find stuff to break, and there's nothing in this room that you're allowed to that is even breakable. You did that just makes it worse, and it just I get it. So
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
are just racing around the room looking for some place to let this out. It takes a while, and your cursing is almost blackening the walls because you're just getting more and more angry. The rest of you, over the course of an hour, yes. Let's go the other way around because I saw a finger.
This is just Creature, for the only time ever being a rascal, remembers something that was done in his youth and just finds a little place that no one else will be able to see except for people their size,
Yes.
and writes, "Creature was here." If you're giant sized, you'll never see it, but if you're human sized or
absolutely.
thereabouts,
Uh-huh.
you'll probably be able to see "Creature is here" written in common,
Yep.
in abyssal.
Yeah.
That's the language he also speaks.
Yeah.
It's because really it kind of goes, it's not "Creature was here." Dr. Alvin Pryor was here,
Right. Yeah.
and then Zulthis was here in abyssal.
Your parasite made its own graffiti.
And then finally, "Creature was here" in an undead script.
Yes, that looks oddly like a mixture of the two. That's the word I was looking for. Mixture of the two.
A little mixture of the two, and also
just
like
adding that.
terrible, deep scratches,
Yes.
like you would do when you're trying to claw your way out of a grave.
Scratches are
essentially.
for like emotional inflection.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Yes.
the. Yes.
The deeper the scratch, the more emotion inside of it.
Yes.
So if you see something that's like a foot deep and it's just a big scratch,
They were very
You know.
angry.
Very sad. Tragic.
So.
they were very emotional at that point.
Yes. So you continue to move north. Eventually, Beowulf, you just run out of steam. Like you're just tired. You still haven't got it out. You're just tired. There was nothing, no way to get rid of this. It's at this point that Harshnag sticks his head through a door up at the top of the stairs and says, you might want to get against that wall for just a second. There's going to be quite an acceleration. And he closes the door.
Yeah, Beowulf was probably had ended up over near that wall.
Yep.
So what he does is he just puts his back to it and slumps down.
Okay.
Just kind of grabs his legs, around with his arms.
Yep.
Kind of puts his head in his at where his knees are, and just kind of continues to softly rant, but he's not walking anymore. He's still ranting.
Yeah. I just see sort of a Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
Bigford, yeah.
Bigford's gonna actually make his way over to Beowulf. He's still got some of that ale left.
Yeah.
And Bigford always carries 2 steins because you never know where he's gonna lose one of them.
Yes, alcoholism is a community disease.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a social drinker. So he sets down the keg between him and Beowulf and hands him one of the steins.
Of exceptional ale.
Yeah.
Beowulf?
It's like, it's good shit. A dwarf would be impressed.
He has never really had any drinks. He spent most of his time out in the woods. So he's
You're
probably
not
gonna
gonna get drunk. It'll just be good for you.
pass unless Bickford can convince him otherwise.
Well, he's gonna try anyways. He's gonna do that. Come on, it's good stuff. You've never had beer like this before.
Never had beer in general, my friend.
Then you've no idea what you're missing. Come on, man. It's got honey in it. It's sweet, and come on. So, here's
Yeah.
the persuasion roll.
Let's see here.
No, we're not doing rolls for this. This is just this is role play between the two
No.
of you. Yeah.
No, the persuasion actually is.
Okay, if it works for you, then we'll do it. Yeah, he's very persuasive.
It worked.
Yeah.
He is very persuasive. I'm just gonna role play with that.
Yeah, perfect.
So
Thank you.
basically, because he was so persuasive, Beowulf will probably grab the glass,
Yeah,
fill it up probably about that much.
yeah.
Just a little
About
bit
halfway.
at first,
Yeah, yeah.
and then just take a couple sips just to see. I mean, he's not gonna totally say no.
Yeah.
At this
You
point,
at
he
least
will at
have a
least give it a
ceremonial.
try.
Absolutely. So you have a sip. Corfell, you're standing over by the window looking at this world, and the giant the one that let you out of the box a couple minutes ago, told you to go sit against that wall. There was going to be something called an acceleration coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely doing that because
Yep.
buildings aren't supposed to fly. So
Nope, absolutely not. And you walk across
So,
and you get that feeling that it's absolutely stable up here. Like there's no sense of movement.
Mhm.
It's like being on a big ocean liner. Like this should be moving, but it isn't. So yeah, you get to the
So,
wall. And, yeah.
I'll stand against the wall and
Yeah.
kind of like brace myself. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready for
Oh,
whatever
Victor's
this is
like
coming.
6 feet away from the wall. He's not bracing himself. He's
Okay.
he's chatting with Beowulf, trying to like get
Gotcha.
to know him a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, type shit.
Perfect. Creature. I think you're the
Um,
only one unaccounted for. Itacus, you went to
Itacus
the
as
wall,
well.
right? Oh, no, we haven't asked yet. Okay. Creature, where are you going?
I'm going to grab Itacus, bring Itacus to the wall as well, just so I can quickly do this in very, like, it's also in a dad way as well as just, okay, you guys have all had a hard day. And so Creature pulls into his pack,
Yeah.
and he goes, and he just looks at the stuff he's got, looks at everyone, and then goes, okay. He hands, just kind of like line, like a telephone line, except it's just handing items
Yeah.
over to the furthest person and then to the and Creature explains that's what's going on. So I'm imagining Bickford is sitting on the opposite end.
Sure.
Oh, he's
Okay.
standing. He's 6
He's
feet away
standing
from the
facing
wall.
a wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He kind of listened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For which he's about to pay, but never mind.
Creature also while handing this thing over, he goes, it's this little bottle of brandy that's older than he is.
250-year-old brandy.
Yeah. So he's handing it over and going, it's been a rough little couple of days. We need this. So he just hands it over to Bickford and also goes, sit down as well. Please.
Ginger does, because he's got a drink in his hand now, so he's like, slowly
Yeah.
sits.
Yeah.
Itacus, do you allow yourself to be carried across the room first?
Carried across the room, yes,
Okay. And then
But
you're
he's-
put down and
but
Yeah.
he's bored.
okay.
Oh,
So
He wants to
Creature,
go
hand out the
find
other
something
things.
shiny.
That's exactly
yeah.
what I wanted to
Yeah.
know. So, Creature, all I'm going to ask is that you give Itacus their thing last in this
That was
presentation.
somewhat the plan, because I'm imagining it's Creature, Itacus, Corfell, Beowulf, and
Well, it's
Bickford.
Creature, Corfell, Beowulf, and then Bigford at the end. Itacus was kind of off in the room. They haven't come to the. You grabbed them and took them over there, but they didn't get in line right away.
Okay. I'm just still, that's how I'm imagining the
Yep.
seating order. So I'll give,
Yeah.
and so just hands the next thing over for Beowulf. It's a very nice cut of antelope that's been aged appropriately for a few days.
Okay.
Not antelope. It's a deer of some kind, but still.
Yep. Still, yeah. A piece of nice aged meat.
Some nice venison.
Yep.
To be.
That's clearly ready to eat now if you want to.
Yeah.
It's also, you can cook it, but it's aged perfectly so that you can enjoy it raw.
Yes.
The next thing that's handed over is a big shiny moonstone. It's not a very expensive moonstone or anything like that. It's just a nice moonish looking moonstone that gets handed to Corthel. And it's mostly just a creature has this in his bag because there was a period of time where someone tried to convince him crystals worked. So creature was given a bunch of crystals, and now he's just like going, I need to get rid of some of these.
Let's hope
Tiger's
you-
eye does not cure pneumonia.
You can see the shame, right? I spent over $1,000 on rocks trying to get a girlfriend. That's the polite way of putting it. I didn't really want a girl. Well, I wanted a short-term girlfriend. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway,
Very short term.
I ended up with $1,000 worth of rocks and no girlfriend at all. But never mind.
So that's been handed out, and then essentially, creature has two things in his hands at this point:
Yep.
a bag of very shiny coins that have been polished.
Yep.
So that you can look at each one and you can see your reflection a little bit inside of them.
Yep.
And he hands that to Itacus and then kind of pats on the ground for Itacus to sit next to him. And then also hands Itacus because he hasn't seen Itacus eat, but feels like he might need to eat. So he has like a little baggie of Cheerios. Or so we don't get sued, a little baggie of O-shaped wheat,
OTOs, yes.
a baggie of O-shaped wheat cereals.
Yes. Itacus, I will give you the option to take that and go, or wander off, or do whatever it was. How do you respond? Let's ask the question and let you tell me.
While he's already like giving out to other people stuff,
Yeah.
Itacus was already like super bored.
Yep.
And so he's already trying to climb up the stairs.
That's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
Creature was trying to involve Itacus in the process.
Yep.
That's
Oh
why
yes.
he's handing
Yep.
it.
That's why I
Not the-
specifically said you
man.
reached down to hand. Itacus was there, like handed one, handed two, handed three, and then when I'm bored and walked away before you reached to hand down his, and he's gone.
Itacus shaped outline just
Yep.
blinking.
Yes.
And necros. Oh,
Necros, yes, that
necros,
is
yes,
what they are.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah.
skeleton man.
Yes.
Skeleton man.
So, yeah.
At seeing this, creature is also going to run off to Itacus.
Too late.
Indeed.
Itacus is gone.
It's as much like a worried parent, kind of, where is the child gone?
Oh, yes,
I've lost them
absolutely. I
in
get
the
it. Yep.
supermarket.
So you run away from the wall towards the bottom of the stairs. Yep.
Bigford's
Yeah.
watching all of this, entertained as fuck.
Yep. So three of them against the wall, one running across the room, and Itacus heading up the stairs, just because this is funny. Okay. I need.
Necros. Yes.
Yes, Necros. Yeah. I need a dexterity save from creature and Itacus, please. Two of you that aren't at the wall. The three of you that are at the wall, Beowulf and Bigford in particular, you've got a Stein, and it's sort of. It's like being in a jet aircraft that launches, right? Just bam! And it hits your chest, the drink hits your chest, and you can tell, like, there's going to be a bruise, and you're just pushed back against the wall. You've never
Hold on.
experienced G's like this. Yeah, go ahead, Beowulf.
Hold on. Because I had a plan for this because I knew this was
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
He's still kind of getting the hang of this liquor stuff that he was given by Bigford.
Absolutely, yep.
This is gonna be
Well,
good.
he's gonna have the Stein. Yeah, obviously we're not gonna know when this acceleration happens.
Right.
So he just as opportunity can. He's
Mm-hmm.
gonna have the cup up to his face, and then it's just gonna basically splash down
Just
his throat and all over
right
him.
down, yeah. Oh yeah, and at this kind of acceleration, it's in your ears and it's like running down behind your back, and you can't really pull your back off the wall, so it's getting there. Yeah, absolutely. Um, the other two of you that are against the wall, Bickford. Oh, you know, high G's. I'm figuring kind of kicks in the hangover.
Oh yeah.
It's like all the alcohol getting squeezed out of your system all at once. Oh, so yeah.
It'd be pain from the G's. You'd be just like, oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Trying to
and
reach up.
you have that terrible fairground moment where you realize if I get sick now, it's gonna come back all over me.
Is it going to be all over, or is it not going to be even?
Won't even get
because
out
of
all the way.
G-force,
It's just
not
gonna
even
come
going
out to here and just go like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
much
Yeah, I
like
was
the
gonna
beer.
say, as someone who's experienced that, it just
Oh, the things you learn about people playing D&D. Corfell, you're just kind of rammed against the wall, and you hear various gurgling noises from either side of you from these two. Yeah, he kind of look up. Nope, don't look at that. Nope, that's not better. Yeah.
as we're both sort of getting waterboarded by booze.
Yep. Halfway across the room, creature. You feel it coming. You have time to sort of get down, get flat, and get big, and like get lots of square inches. Or what were you planning on doing?
My plan was literally digging claws
Okay.
into the marble.
Yep.
And just kind of like how you would see a cat when it's hissing.
Yep.
Like that's the pose creature is making.
Absolutely. And like a cat on a marble floor, there is some traction, especially every time you get to one of the edges of these 8-foot tiles. But it's kind of dunk, 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 dunk. And on the fourth one, you finally get your claws and then stop. And you look up and there's like 32 feet of sliding claw prints on the ground in front of you.
Scrabble.
Idicus. One moment, please. Sorry? Yeah, I'm in the middle of a stream. What was
Creature
that?
lets out a terrifying meow
Was
at
it you
the
saying
exact
food?
same time.
Oh,
This is not
wonderful. I'll come
canon.
up after.
I'm
Thank
saying
you.
this now as well.
Thanks. Okay, I'll be up in about an hour or so.
So two men walk into a bar.
Okay, I'm back. All right.
Ouch.
We should get a higher bar.
Probably.
So, back where we were, Idicus, you rolled a nat 20 on your deck. So, like, the acceleration hits, and you're just like, "Oh, the stairs are coming to me," and you just, sort of up the stairs as the castle sort of accelerates past you. You get to the top of the stairs, and you saw the door. You see the door where Harshnag was, and you are heading past it in a hurry. What do you want to do? Like down ahead of you, there's just a big hallway, and there's this door and about 4 more heading down the hallway.
He's just whichever one is open, he'll just go in and start like looking around.
Okay. No, I specifically said Harshnag closed his. So you go down, like you're just kind of speeding down the hallway, and then the acceleration sort of balances out. The rest of you feel the weight come off. Idicus, you sort of come to a stop, and you look to your left into this room, and it looks like a forest in there. It's all plants.
He'll definitely go in and just start looking around.
Absolutely.
Stash, man.
Give me a nature check. Let's do that.
Idicus was unfortunately naughty, so they only get half of their necros when they get there.
18. You're moving around, and like all the plants are in pots. It's really weird. Like it's like somebody brought a forest indoors but forgot to bring the dirt. There's just like plants in pots everywhere, and they kind of overhang a lot, and you're quite small, so you're underneath them. And as you move along, is that you see first one, and then another, big scales about this big green lizard or snake scales.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? They're kind of shiny green, like they're like emerald green.
Absolutely going to walk up and just be like, oh, shiny.
You sort of bend down to look at one. You bend down. Ooh, shiny. And as you get close to it, you feel something hit you in the back. And you see a whole bunch more of these scales go right across your face. And it starts to squeeze.
Oh no.
You have been attacked by a giant snake.
Oh no.
What would you like to do all by yourself in the room of forests? We'll get back
Of
to you in
course.
the rest of you in a second. Yeah.
He's gonna first yell Fred, top of his voice.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely. Then what? That's a free action. It hasn't quite got you yet. It's kind of wrapping around your head and your torso, and it's got sort of one leg.
He's gonna want to try and like escape it
Okay.
without
Absolutely.
hurting it.
Give me without hurting it. Okay. Give me an acrobatics. And I'm giving it a strength to try and hold on to you. 13 versus okay. I'll give you. You just start like dancing. Just every time it tries to close the thing on you, just step on what's trying to close around you, and you kind of climb in this pile of snake as it's trying to catch you. You're just screaming, Fred! The rest of you downstairs, the acceleration comes off. You're already halfway across the room, creature. You sort of leap up and head for the stairs again, and all of you hear Idicus screaming at the top of the stairs somewhere.
Creature moves faster than has ever moved before.
Yep.
To the point that all you see is a dust out imprint of him, like a perfect dust
Yep.
imprint of him.
A hollow shape that used to look like creature. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't hear any sound due to his monkishness and
Yes.
dumpierness.
Yeah.
And he's moving with such a serene grace. It's almost like water traveling over stone.
Absolutely. Bickford,
Which
what
is-
was that?
Running across
that was
walls.
I forgot to add a spell to my thing when I leveled up.
Oh,
And
okay.
I accidentally pressed.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't casting something. Okay, so yeah, you are flying up the stairs. Bickford, because I said your name already, what are you doing? You're kind of sitting against the wall with the hangover is in full swing now.
Well, not once he hears Idicus.
Sure. Yeah.
He is going to like immediately once he hears that, you hear the equivalent of Beowulf's grumble curse from earlier, but in Goblin.
Right.
He has tossed his stein. It's clattering across the floor, and he takes a full dash.
Yeah.
So he moved his
Just-
60 feet.
Yep.
And then as he reaches the foot of the stairs, he disappears
Yeah.
and appears up at the top. And
So
he casts
Misty Step gives you another 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
Either way, you are flying in that direction at a full sprint. Beowulf.
We got a spammer.
Yep.
Mhm.
Hey,
Thank
Yay.
you. Thank you.
That was fast.
Ukage.
This is also just if creature can't be to move this fast.
Yeah.
Can I take 1d6, 1d8 worth of damage?
Absolutely.
One of either
you
of
can.
them?
Yeah.
All right.
Whichever
do
one you
8.
think is
It's more
appropriate.
fun.
Oh, you over push yourself. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to push to the point that he vomits blood, essentially.
That's what I did.
There's the Misty Step. So you take
5.
5 points of self-inflicted damage trying to get up there. Which leaves us back to Beowulf. What are you doing?
He's gonna gently set the stein down on the floor. Slowly stand up.
Yeah.
Stretch a minute. Kind of realize that this is something that seems to be an ongoing thing with Idicus. And rather than run or anything in that particular sense, he's just gonna slowly walk over. Just walk over and then walk up the stairs. And take his time pretty much because he's just
Yeah,
frustrated with the world at the moment.
absolutely. Corfell. You hear the scream of the little metal goblin buddy. You see two of them running off like crazed parents that have lost their kid at Walmart. You see the other one stand up, beer all over their cheeks and back into their hood and their and just and start walking across the room. What do you do?
So we're still like accelerating. So
No,
like I'm still.
you've come
Oh.
back to the
Oh,
acceleration
okay.
has come off. You're now
Okay.
moving at a much higher speed because you asked that. You look out the window and the countryside is now going
Just
like that. Like it's
Okay.
going by.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna follow it after everyone else. I mean, I'm not gonna just stick around.
Yep. So you
I
head
keep getting
in
left behind. They
So-
forget I'm with them.
Beowulf speed, or are you gonna try and keep up with the speedsters?
Oh no, he's gonna walk calmly. He's
Okay, so you and Beowulf are walking. All right.
You guys have your leisurely conversation. So how you been? Nice to meet you. We
See,
finally
this is-
had a chance to talk.
This is elder sibling energy versus parent energy.
With that younger sibling energy, in the room
Oh, yeah.
upstairs, wrapped starting to get wrapped in this big green snake. What are you going to try and do? You're going to try and continue to escape. You're not out yet. You're currently still not trapped. You beat it last time, so you're not trapped yet. But this sort of I got you, you missed, I got you, you missed, I got you, you missed thing is still going on.
Yeah, that's kind of what he just wants to do, is just kind of escape
Keep doing
and
that.
just
All
close
right.
the door.
Yep.
And it's going to be that kid that's like, I'm trying to do this before mom and dad can catch me,
Yep.
because I am not getting in trouble for this.
Absolutely.
Oh no, I'm the mom, aren't I?
Oh, okay. You got a good chance here. The snake has run out of coils. It's like it's trying to catch you with the tail now. Ooh, not by much. You go to step on the tail and you miss and hit the floor and roll over and stand up, but you are free of the snake. You're running for the door?
Yep.
Okay.
Getting out before I can get caught.
Across the room, teddy bear in hand, Fred in hand, out the door, skid around the corner, and you see, just cresting the top of the stairs, creatures coming at 900 miles an hour. Behind him, you just see two furry ears bouncing up the stairs behind him, like way down, but still on his way. And beyond that, in the big room below, you see your other friends casually strolling towards the staircase. But before you can do any more than that, you see the other door slam open. The giant Harshnag steps out and in 3 quick steps past you, doesn't even look at you, steps into the room and says, Emeralda, I've told you you're not allowed to eat the visitors. And slams the door and looks down. You okay?
Big friend. I okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. She's hasn't eaten in a while.
Oh,
And he'll go into his bag and get out his rations and just kind of give them over.
I don't eat. Here.
And they're resting on a finger, on one of Harshnag's fingers. Like it doesn't even fill the palm; it's just here. And he's well, she doesn't really eat that, but thank you. I appreciate that very much. And he's clearly looking for a place to put them. And he finally just sort of rests them against the wall. At this point, the rest, first creature, you skid up to a stop.
It's less of a. It's kind of going past them around
Yeah,
in a way, and then
Yeah.
just having to get on all fours again.
you just skid to a stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Bickford, you kind of get to the point where you're looking over the stairs and you see this. You can see Idicus is safe. Whatever happened here is over.
You'll see a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Just like, because out of all of them,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, creature, but Idicus is the only one Bickford cares about.
Yep. That seems there's only one thing holding this party together, honestly.
Creature
It's great
cares about
because I
all
got
of you too
I got
much.
two different groups of players that
Yeah.
aren't teams yet. I absolutely love it. They are not yet teams. We're sort of 8 episodes into both games, and they're working together, but they have not yet become a team. I love it. Same with you guys. So, with this moment over, the other two of you sort of crest the stairs, and the Harshnag looks down at Idicus and kind of shakes his head and says, I should have known not to say don't go somewhere. All right, back downstairs. Come on, come on. He starts herding all of you, but particularly Idicus, being herded back
Oh.
downstairs.
This is
Yep.
also Creature isn't being herded.
Yeah.
He's picked up Idicus by like the back of the outfit.
Like, Idicus is
Just
busted.
by here.
I wasn't going to do it, but Idicus has apparently been busted by Creature.
Uh-oh.
A, Idicus went off on their own when we
Yeah.
were told not to, and went upstairs when we were told not to.
Yes.
So Creature is angry in only the way that a parent can be angry.
Yep.
And
Yeah, well,
Idicus,
this is
just to
good
add to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Beowulf is just going to stop at the bottom of the stairs when he realizes everybody's coming down. Turn to Corfell, say, let's just go back to that wall over there, and starts heading back to where he was sitting earlier.
Corfell? Yeah.
Phil's just in this.
Welcome to the party, bud.
Just to add it, insult to injury
Yes.
to this, in Goblin, Idicus is going to just, because he heard it from Bigfred.
Yeah.
Shit.
Creature can't understand what
Nope.
what
Nope.
is said, but he knows when bad language has been
It's
said.
been a bad word. Yeah. Bigford, you are the only one that knows the source, the only possible source for that particular swear.
He's a little. You see a little bit of a flush, but it's quickly covered by him doing this to hide that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, yes.
Yeah, creature just takes Idicus and looks at Idicus as much as he can with no
With
eyes.
no eyes, yeah.
Into Idicus's also no eyes,
Yep.
and just goes, "You're grounded.
Idicus?
You are not going anywhere without a buddy."
Spell calls. I got a spell for that.
Idicus, you've been grounded. How do you respond to that?
Idicus is just kind of like, nothing bad. In his mind, nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
I got away.
It was fine. The outcome was never in doubt. I had that stake covered. Don't worry about it.
You guys were gonna come to save me. I had this plan.
And as you sort of recover from your little adventure and head back downstairs, I assume, as told.
Doesn't
Yes,
really
as
have a
informed.
choice, but
Don't
yeah.
really have a choice. Yeah, the others that do still have the ability to move on their own. Yes.
Creature has also now pulled out something that he had for parents that had very young children. He's put a harness on Idicus with a leash attached to it. Luckily, this is one that looks a bit like a monkey, is hugging you, but still, it's clearly a harness and a leash.
Idicus, you just got a neat new sweater with a string on the back. Would you even realize it was a leash? I guess that's the first question.
Not at first, but eventually. yes.
Next time you wander away, bunk. Oh, I don't like this. Does Creature keep stickers on those safety suckers with him?
He has used that joke.
He's got a mom bag now.
It's just a bag full of weird stuff he has to carry around because he has to carry for Warforged. The last time he was in town, he picked up mechanics tools, essentially, which is mostly just oil and nuts and bolts and things to replace things when things need to be replaced.
Yep.
So for lollies, they're just like it's magic. So frozen oil spheres on sticks.
And yes, you now have 2 of them with your collars on them. You're well on your way to, yeah, you're 50% of the
Well on
way
our
to
way
having
to
your
to
S&M
having an
fantasies
S&M,
coming
yeah.
true in a D&D game. I won't have it. Not on my stream.
That crazy, this dog walker.
Yeah, the dog. He just got, and when there's a fight, he just lets the 4 of you go.
Oh, and creature has
Don't
managed to hook
recommend
the.
trying to put a collar or harness.
No,
or
on
leash
Corfell, I can't see that. No,
Corfell.
that's not gonna work.
Like creature
Well,
looks at
Bickford's gonna
Corfell
be
and
tough
goes,
too because he
"There's
can
no
Misty
need
step.
to-
Yeah,
There's no need to do this with Corfell,
yeah.
but with this one." And
Ah.
creature has managed to attach the monkey tail to his waist, so he doesn't
Yes.
even have to hold it.
Yeah, okay.
Just walks near Idicus at all times until finally Idicus tries to wander off when he's not when Idicus is not supposed to,
Yeah.
and just gets yanked back
So
by
the two
some
of you,
invisible force.
the 2 of you are tied together, and I will never use that against you. I do not promise in any way, shape, or form. With that, your motion
Okay.
continues north at a high rate of speed. You are now over the Lurkwood Forest. This is a place that is shadowed even in the brightest part of day. Even above it, it's like there's clouds in the sky, even though there isn't. Harshnag has busied himself in his control room or whatever it is that's up there, and comes out rarely, just long enough to bring you food, or to be more precise, to order food for you. It's brought out by a giant-sized goblin, who is actually like 6 feet tall because they're a giant goblin. So, and as they come out and present you with your first trays of stunningly food, clearly magically produced food, there is more to Harshnag than meets the eye. But these tray after tray of stunning food comes out. For those that don't eat traditional foods, a bowl of nutritious blood is provided, and axle grease. I don't know what Idicus eats. Whatever it is that brings Idicus joy is there as well. The giant goblin then stops, looks to the side, turns around, scans. It's like looks at Idicus. Like, nope. Looks at Beowulf. Nope. Looks at Corfell. Nope. Looks at Bigford. Goes, maybe. Looks up at creature and goes, oh. Looks at your graffiti on the wall. Walks out of the room and comes back with a brush and a pail of soapy water. So juices, prick, and goes over and starts. Oh, I know. And as he starts to scrub, and realizes it's scratched in,
Power sander.
he drops the bucket. He drops the brush in the bucket, turns and looking at you, and puts his hand up on the wall and starts to mutter. And you hear the stone start to crack and move and change under his hand. And he takes his hand away. The wall is perfect, and your graffiti is on his palm. And he rolls it up like dried glue, makes it into a little ball, and drops it in the bucket of soapy water.
You know, creature would be a little miffed about this, but he's too angry at the moment. He's given, like, after food is being done and making sure Idicus doesn't wander off anywhere.
Yeah.
He hands Idicus a activity book with a glittery pen. So whenever Idicus draws and writes in it, shiny.
Oh yes, between that and the magic makeup. Oh, Idicus, you have magic makeup to color these pictures with. The very first picture is a scary elf in a big robe. Do you
He'll
paint them? Yep.
Yep.
With the magic makeup?
He'll try with what creature gave him
Yep.
and not like it
Yep.
compared to his makeup, so he'll use the makeup instead.
Get the makeup out and you start painting. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Well,
What
this
is
is
he
how
Yeah.
it's like telling a story to Beowulf and Austin about a castle that they're passing and how he used to work for the guy that owned that place and what happened to the poor bastard.
And the castle is in ruins. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a giant hole in the
You,
middle.
you were there the day that whole, yeah, you might have been supposed to be guarding that wall when that whole, but at least you're alive, so who cares? Yeah, one of those stories.
I didn't get paid, but I'm not dead.
That's right. Iticus, that is perfect. It's not going very well. Like the colors won't go. It's like they're moving when you try and put them, because you tried to make it pretty, right? I'm assuming you tried to make it like every time you put the paint on, it goes all dark and nasty. And the more paint you put on, the darker and nastier it gets. And you kind of like, come on. And then it starts to peel up off the page at you. This image is it's still only 2-dimensional. It's like it's ripping out of the paper, and its little claws come up and go, little paper claws reaching towards you as you're on your, I'm assuming on your knees drawing like kids do.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do?
He's got a little creature.
This.
This creature, you look over, yeah.
Oh wait, no. I think
His origami has come. Their origami has come to life.
There's this-
Oh shit! In Goblin,
closes
because
the
it
book-
came out of Iticus's mind, so it speaks Goblin too.
Yeah.
So
closes the book, puts it away, and then says, and then looks at Iticus and goes, "Would you rather a rainbow assortment of gel pens?"
No. Out.
And he's pointing at the clasp.
It's child-proofed in such a way that a warforged hands can't.
Yeah.
Like it needs
Exactly. That's why he's asking
5
you.
fingers at once to be able to do it. I'm imagining Iticus only has like at most 4 fingers per hand.
Yeah. And
3
he's just
fingers
like,
and a thumb. Yeah. Yeah.
trying desperately.
Can't get out. Yep.
Creature opens the activity book one more time, literally just peels the guy out.
I've
of
been
this.
waiting because when you open it up, he's crushed.
He peels it out, like tears it in half, and goes, "That's one problem solved."
Prick.
No. As the clap,
Just as you rip it in half. Yes.
and then hands the activity book and just says, "Use the pens."
Because you open
Would
it
you
up.
rather this? And then he hands a shiny Rubik's cube.
Iticus, the page that's open up in the coloring book is an angry-looking dwarf.
He he puts the book down and he takes the Rubik's Cube instead.
Okay. and thus ends that scene.
Like,
And yes,
it's-
it really is 3 men and a baby. Yes.
he's watching, like, Creature is making sure everyone else is okay.
4
They're
men
all
and a
having
baby.
dinner at
Yeah.
the grown-ups table, and
Yes.
then at a little tiny small table, I'm assuming Creature is sitting at with Iticus.
Well, Iticus
just
doesn't need to
have-
eat. They don't need a table at all. They can just sit
no,
beside
like-
you while you drink your blood.
Or that. And it's just there's a spoon, like
Yeah.
soup.
Yeah. Spooning nothing into Iticus's mouth. He's gone completely mental. Been completely into mother mode.
not that-
K-Graham
he's not
said
that
you're
bad.
lost for 30 seconds and you were gone for 30 seconds and you're lost. I was here the whole time and I'm lost. So this was just supposed to be a simple flight across time to get them to a location. We're still not there. Still flying above the Mirkwood having fun. Lurkwood having fun.
Well, everyone else is having fun. Iticus
Yes.
and Creature are just staring at each other.
The rest of you that are not in a battle of wills over misbehaving Warforged, you can see out the window you guys are moving. Like there's nothing in this world that moves this fast. You are moving faster than a dragon flies. The trees are just, I mean, they're below you, just heading past. And now ahead of you, you can see ice-capped mountains, glaciers that cover entire valleys, You can feel, even though you're inside, you can tell the wind that's pressing against the outside of this rapidly moving castle is getting colder by the second. Little bits of ice crystals are starting to form in the windows. From upstairs, you hear rough singing in that same ancient, gigantic sub-dialect. Harshnag's coming home.
Oh boy. Beowulf will just sit there. He actually now actively puts his hood over his head.
Yep, even though
So
you're
now
still
it
inside.
kind of looks
yep.
like he's got wolf ears and
Yep.
everything like that.
Absolutely.
And then because he can understand what Harshnag is saying, he's just
Yep.
gonna be like, so this is gonna be one of those trips, isn't it? Lovely. As he finishes off that piece of meat that creature had given him.
Yeah. He's singing songs about melting frozen rivers to have something to drink and, all that, he's, the colder it gets, the happier he's getting. Corfell, you are an elf, right? I mean, you are sort of,
Moon elf.
aren't you? Yeah, you're a moon elf, right?
Moon elf.
Yeah. So no particular defenses against cold whatsoever, and your mini doesn't look like they're dressed for the deepest of winters.
Not really, no.
As this castle's moving forwards, you're seeing more and more snow and ice build ups outside. You're kind of looking around at this big empty room. What's your plan for when Harshnag opens the door?
I'm gonna start a fire as well. Yes.
That's your plan? Okay.
That's the current plan, yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm gonna borrow somebody as a fur coat.
Speaking of fur coats, Bickford, you are covered in fur. However, that's only a help to a certain point. You don't have a resistance to cold, right?
No.
No. So yeah, you're looking out there and watching the ice build up. You've worked in northern postings before. It's feckin' cold out there.
Always fucking cold. And the other problem is it's for Bickford, it's definitely more of a summer coat.
Yep.
And I don't wear pants.
And also remember, bare ass.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Bare ass and bald. Yeah. Yeah.
Bare ass, and I'm bald. I'm freezing in spots that I'm not.
Is it just a toque on each cheek?
All of your cheeks are cold. Yeah. Or will be once we open the door. We still haven't, by the way. We still haven't opened the door. We're still not there.
Yeah, I've been singed quite a lot there, Robin.
Yeah. He's lost quite a bit of fur. Yes. Not me punishing him for me going bald first by any stretch of the imagination. Creature. Not directly affected by the cold, I wouldn't think. Although, you know what? Yeah, you're still a body. So, yeah, you would at least stiffen up. It might not do
I would
cold
move
damage,
a little
but
slower.
yeah, it would absolutely slow you down. Be the effect of, at least the effect of a slow spell. So, do you have any preparations that are possible?
I've got like 12 coats in my thing.
That
We've
is true.
discussed
You
this.
you keep having, you got this.
Like you've not said no to any of them yet, and
Yeah.
I'm just pulling out something that is more a winter plague doctor look.
Yep.
So it's a saber-toothed tiger mask,
Yeah.
the big furry
Mantle. Yeah.
mantle. Everything's very like fur-lined coat, big fur-lined hood,
Okay.
everything like that. Gets a small one out for Iticus as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you look like a saber-tooth cat sort of shaman. Iticus, what does creature hand to you? What jacket that fits?
I
So
still
the
think it'd be
creature
a little.
picked up some stuff in the last town for
Yeah.
for things.
Yeah, you can whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. It would probably be fur lined.
Okay.
And just probably be black.
Okay.
But he wouldn't be happy about it because he doesn't like black.
Right. So you pull it on, and as you pull it over, yeah, you're like, oh, I don't like black. But as you look down, there's kind of this weird effect where it looks like there's muscles and stuff moving under the arms, and you pull them up, and it's your metal arm again. It's another one of those little weird, like, real goblin moments.
Yeah, he's gonna start like moving his hand and just kind of staring at it and like keep doing it.
Watching
testing it out.
those move.
You're doing this with your little warforged hand. On the back of your neck, you feel little fingers doing the same thing.
Oh, he's taking it off. he's like, nope.
Like it's because it's coming out of your backpack, right? You pull your backpack off.
He pulls the jacket off.
Oh, he thought it was the jacket. Okay, you pull off the jacket. It's still doing it. There's still something on the back of your neck going, like giving you, as your fingers do this, just giving you that exact same massage.
He's going over to Creature. Off.
I will be right back.
Yeah, you turn around to show Creature, there's a disembodied goblin hand massaging the back of Warforged Idicus's neck. And as Idicus goes, off, it goes.
Medicine hasn't traveled this far in advance, has it?
Not to the best of your knowledge, no. There appears to be a goblin hand and arm sticking out of the back of Idicus's backpack, mirroring whatever Idicus does with their hand. I can't tell if he's frozen or
no,
whether his
it
internet's
must not be
died.
frozen.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it came back.
No,
Yeah.
it's. Oh no! Apparently, my internet connection is unstable.
It was for a second. Yes, you
That's
weren't
a
here.
load of crap. Usually. So Creature is going to essentially grab the goblin arm
Yeah.
and then ask Idicus, "Do this."
As you pull it out of the pack, you see it ends at the wrist, but it's not like it's been amputated. It's like tab A and slot B sort of thing. Like it looks like there's a way to attach it to an arm. You sort of look into the backpack, and there's a bunch of goblin pieces in the back of this backpack. Unexplained goblin meat. Apparently a whole body. And when you say do this to Idicus, you do that?
Right back, yeah.
The hand goes, "Zit," and then slowly starts to just go limp. And Idicus is still there like this. Have any idea how hard it is to make him speechless?
Oh no!
Any idea?
This is Creature being speechless, and he's just going, is this an exorcism or is this a priest?"
Yeah, you have no idea.
Like
At
Creature
that
has no
moment-
idea. I've got too many.
Yes, which is exactly the same. Unexplained Goblin Meat is the name of my new band. Oh, I love it.
Unexplained goblin meat. We play only ska.
Yes.
It sounds like a ska band. It sounds like the name of a ska band. No, not gonna
All
lie.
right. You continue to move forward into the mountains. You suddenly veer to the west and start to slow down. It's not as fast as the acceleration, but there's that moment where you kind of stumble a little bit as the thing starts to slow down. And as it does, you can see just below you just sort of a flattening in the bottom of the valley. You were told to expect an oracle. There's nothing down there that looks like a cave entrance or a chapel or anything. And Harshnag's door opens at the top of the stairs. And he says, we walk from here. It would be disrespectful to park any closer.
There's no castle pad.
I don't have permission to land on it.
Makes sense.
It's like he's an underling, right? He's trying
doesn't
not
have-
to say
he
it out
doesn't have
loud, but I'll
permit.
give you. You don't have to. You don't have to make the internet check or the insight check. He's not. He doesn't qualify to park in the. He doesn't have an executive parking spot.
Yeah, I was going to say he doesn't have the parking pass.
When you think about it, he got sent to get you guys, right? He's a messenger. Right? He might be a 20-foot tall magical giant, but he's just a messenger in his world. Right? I'll
Mhm.
give you guys that.
So this is before we all set up. Creature is looking at Iticus and looks to Iticus and goes,
Now we will behave on this, or we will get out the baby Bjorn.
and like just you know what I mean when I say baby Bjorn,
Oh
right?
yeah, but it's just extra funny because if Creature gets upset with the baby Bjorn on, it's just like, and the baby's gone. So- That's- just Iticus's little face sticking out, like sorry. You know? Oh man, Corfell. I haven't talked to you in a long time, and it's because you haven't been here on some weeks. It's easy to forget you, and you've been sitting there. You've recovered. You came back. You joined us, and I'm getting like one sentence at a time, all of you, all night. So, I want you, as this castle lands, and you look around. There's this giant that's just admitted he's a messenger boy, even though he's 10 times more powerful than the 5 of you put together. Apparently, as you've been told, you're the solution to this problem. The 5 of you maniacs, well, the 4 of you maniacs chasing the little robot around the room are apparently the solution to all the world's problems. One of you drinks blood and kills people and is a doctor. Odd. Another one is a mercenary who keeps caring about people. Like, that's not right. You've got a lycanthrope that's on the side of good, which makes no sense, and now appears, from what you've been told, to be able to control their lycanthropy. And you've got this 3 feet of metal mayhem in the room in front of you. You're standing there with the tatters of your elven dignity intact. You have spent the last 3 days locked in a giant's jewelry box with really shitty giant jewelry. Before that, you had to apologize to a guy because a group of trees you didn't think qualified as a cathedral.
Yeah.
At this moment, you look around and realize that this apparently is your fate. So take us out tonight by explaining to me how Corfell doesn't just turn and run out the nearest window to their certain death.
So, Corfell has been kidnapped by a vampire,
Yes.
shoved in a box by a giant,
Yep.
put in another box by another giant,
Yep.
and every time he's been let out of the box, like the worst Jack in the Box ever.
Yep.
He's with these hooligans who are, in his mind, monsters in their own right.
Yes.
And his only logic at this point is, if you can't beat him, join him. Like, he keeps ending up around them. So, like, well,
Quit fighting it. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I'm part of the party.
Yep.
At least somebody's normal.
And at that moment, you define your role in this party. You, Corfell, the sorcerer, the moon elf,
Sorcerer.
are the normal one
Mhm.
in this party. Every time I hang around you guys, I get captured by something. The adult. Well, we got a bunch of adults. Some of them are, we got all kinds of adults in this party.
So, some of them are more reluctant adults, and one of them
Yes.
is just one of them is the
But-
mom.
With that, This seems like a good spot. We're a couple minutes early, but this seems like a good spot. As the castle settles to the ground into the notch it came from. So this time the castle actually lands. There's a socket that this root settles into. And as it settles to the ground, and you feel a sort of thump, you also feel a tingle that you didn't really feel there before drop away as the magic of whatever causes this thing to fly fades. And as Harshnag comes down the stairs towards you, you realize he really is just the chauffeur of this thing. He didn't even turn it off. He just flew it to you, picked you up, and brought it back, when you with it. So this Eye of the All-Father Oracle that you're going to see, you realize that this amazingly powerful creature, as much as Harshnag is, he killed a white dragon in single-handed combat. He is a pawn at the level of the game that he's playing. And the 5 of you couldn't take him in an unfair fight in the dark if he was asleep.
That's with my sneak attack bonus.
That's with everybody's bonus for everything.
Yeah.
And with that, you realize you're in deep. And there's probably no way out except through. A weight descends on your shoulders. The weight of destiny.
And a few curses.
And a few swears in the corner.
Creature thinks about how many heroes of destiny he helped when medically, and how often they were almost dead.
Yes.
Alongside with the fact that most of the time a chosen one is just a wizard looking for free labor.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, this is the first time I've been on this side of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Usually I watch them come, the dragon eats them, I go have lunch, I come back.
And so with all those many and varied thoughts on your tables, we will drop the curtain on tonight until next week. So thank you all very much, my players, for coming and playing with us. We got a little serious tonight, but not much. We still kept the silly in it for sure. And I'm loving that. This was supposed to be a very serious module, so always break the game. That applies to all of us, not just you guys. So thank you very much for bringing these amazing players. Who knew we would have a family dynamic built up rather than a team dynamic in this game? I love it. This is, somebody took a family of people, including the estranged son who went away to college and came back very different. That's you, Wolfsbane. That's your character. But yeah, this is their fun. So we're going to leave it at that for tonight. So thank you all very, very much. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Scarred. Thank you, Solar. Thank you, Wolfsbane, and thank you, Bison. Oh, and thank you, Dak, for the cheers and the bits and the things and everything. I appreciate. Oh wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. We got all kinds of stuff in chat tonight, which brings me to chat. Thank you, chat. You guys, as always, you were there. I love the jokes. I love the fun. I appreciate all the donations and all the cheers and everything else that is happening. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it, because that's why we're doing this. Share the joy, because there's enough misery in the frickin' world. Let's share some joy when and how we can. People on YouTube in the future, if you watched all the way to here, hit the damn like button. I mean, you watched for an hour and 45 minutes, you obviously liked it. Or you hated it, in which case hit the dislike button. Apparently it really doesn't make any difference as long as you hit one of them. Comments are great too. I look forward to the comments all the time. And with that, all that remains is the same thing as always.
Whoa.
Oh.
Is there for Friday?
Oh, yes, an announcement. In all likelihood, that's all I can say right now because I don't have 100% guarantee on everybody yet, but in all likelihood, we will be starting a new show on Friday this upcoming week. I don't want to spoil it. It's going to be, let's just say, what I will give you is, I have been historically said that I'm not a big fan of high-level D&D. So we're going to run a high level D&D game. It's going to start at level 14 and go up from there, because always face the things that you don't like, so you get better at them, then you don't hate them anymore. So we're going to do a very high level campaign, and suffice it to say, the repeating story arc is about redemption. So, you want to see people try and make up for the unmake-upable? Starting on Friday, barring bad circumstances, we will begin the show called The Unwanted. And that will be 1 week from 2 days ago. So, yeah, Friday the...
5 days.
Friday.
Yeah, 5 days. Well, 5 days for those people that are watching live. But anyway, check it out. It is going to be dark. I mean, you can imagine it's all redemption arc, so it's going to be dark and nasty. So that will mean Friday night, every second Friday, will be dark and nasty. Every Saturday, we've got four more episodes left of Cathedral Deep, which is turning into a puzzle and fight game, which I'm really enjoying very, very much. And then on Sundays, we do this to official released content. Because I can't leave anything alone.
No.
I spell rude
Because
words
I really
with cheer.
wanted to be in a
I spell.
D&D campaign, and you made one for me.
I spell rude words with my alphabet. So and I'm 54. I'm still that guy. So I can't leave anything alone. But
And not to mention also the other Fridays.
the other Fridays is Talk to Talk, our talk show about gaming. And the next one of those, which will be 1 week from this Friday, is actually going to be about... I told you, what was it about? I forget.
It's character creation.
Character creation. And yes, not the paper side of it, but the actual...
the more theoretical
side. How to
Not
build a
theological.
character... How to build a character backstory first. And fill the sheet out last instead of first. It's a shock every time somebody builds a character with me. I said, okay, let's start. Put the sheet away. They go, huh?
That's actually how I do it.
Yeah,
I managed to do it with a
Concept.
mix of two
yeah,
sometimes.
build the backstory first, build it up from there. We got a whole episode coming up on that. So that's a week from this upcoming Friday.
Yeah. And you get to watch someone who knows a lot talk about it, and someone who knows not nearly as much talk at length about making things.
Well, that's one of the things that I like about this show is I've done a lot of this stuff many bazillion times, and other people haven't. So it's great to have the conversation because I don't know what I know. My favorite one, I got to say though, was the new DMs one, because I don't know how to be a new GM. I was a new GM 4 decades ago. I don't remember. So I had 3 of you who have all relatively new to the game, and you guys talked about it. I just asked questions. So I'm usually relieved because I forgot my character sheet. Yeah, it's the last part of character creation, the way that we do it. So with that, now it's time. Thank you. I had to get the technicals out of the way. But now it is time. So until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Bye.
But